Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we've got an event because this is the release of the Mi Band 10, and this should have been huge, right? Because this is like an anniversary. On this channel alone, I've been following the Mi Band since the 5th version and now to the 10th, and I was expecting something, but I'm disappointed, to be fair. It doesn't feel like an upgrade at all, and I'm going to explain why I'm saying that in this review. I've got 7 reasons that I'm going to be not wishy-washy about, but I will give you proof why this is a bit of a letdown. Let's get into it. So let's kick off with the dimensions, right? So we've got the Mi Band 10 here. It actually grew in size ever so slightly by a fraction of a millimeter in length, as well as a fraction of a millimeter in width, like we're talking hundredths of a millimeter, right? Not tens. So very small changes. And that's okay. The weight has only gone up by, again, like 0.15 grams. Not much. It's still under 16 grams. Except, hold on. That's just the weight of the tracker. With this strap, it's actually 27 grams. But hey, that's not an issue. But there's been no other change. But when we talk about the thickness, so how high it sits on top of your wrist, it's 1.1 centimeter. There's been no change since the last generation. What that means is that essentially you will be catching this on tabletops, you'll be catching it on your sleeves, on your jumper sleeves, basically on everything, because it is tall. And let's talk about another thing which is really annoying here. It's not quite the dimensions, it's more design. This strap, this is an absolutely shocking clasp. So I've been sleeping with this tracker now. And as before, as with the Mi Band 9, with the Mi Band 10, the problem persists. This thing gets undone. It catches on sheets, on pillows, and it gets undone easily. All because of that very flimsy endpoint of the strap. So, marks down there. Nothing was changed from the Mi Band 5, and it's still bad. There's been lots of complaints. Just have a look at those Reddit posts. It's all over the net. Just please, Xiaomi, can you improve that strap? It's not that difficult. But anyways, that's just point 1. Let's get on to the other points. Sensors and tracking, very important on a budget, or basically any fitness tracker, right? So we'd expect that in a year, Xiaomi could have come up with something, right, to improve its Mi Band 9. Well, you'd be wrong, because the only thing that was improved is now you get an electronic compass. Okay, that's good, right? How do I use that? Not sure, but okay, what about heart rate monitoring? Was that improved? Not really. No, actually. Was the SpO2 sensor improved? No. Is the step tracker maybe better? No, there was no other improvements. Just that. In a year. Ah, okay. What about NFC? No. As in the Mi Band 9, it was available in China and Taiwan. Mi Band 10, same thing. Just China and Taiwan. Okay. Let's talk about fitness and smarts. Right, so on Mi Band 9, we had 150 sport modes available. Nice. What about the Mi Band 10? Well, it's also 150 sport modes. Right. But we did add actually 10 fitness modes for runners. That's nice. What if you're not a runner? No. We can't help you there. So basically, nothing was added except a small patch from one of their smartwatches. Nice. Thanks, Xiaomi. And that's not it. I've got another little complaint here. So we always knew that the Mi Band is a very budget tracker. We had a very shoddy magnetic battery charger. And we think that that was okay. But considering this is like the anniversary model, we're in 2025. No, we still have the same cheapo charger. And now we're gonna get to this biggest elephant in the room, the screen size. It's been trumped around the globe that, hey, finally it's a huge screen. So it was 1.62 inch on the Mi Band 9, and now it's 1.72 inch. Okay, but we know that the dimensions didn't really grow, so what actually happened here? Well, it's actually the bezels were made thinner, and diagonally now, we get a larger screen by 0.1 inch. That's great, no doubt. But let's be fair, we still have 2mm bezels left on that screen. So if we are reducing the bezel size by 0.5 millimeters every year, so we should reach a bezel-less design by Mi Band 14, that's 2029. Another really cool thing about the Mi Band 10, well, apparently based on ads, right, is that now we get this really cool materials and design used here. Well, the design is the same. We can see that from the dimensions, we can see it from how it looks, but what about the material? So this is an alloy case. That's interesting, aluminium alloy. I got a special, I didn't want to go black, I went for something a bit more lively, like this silver one. And you know what? It actually, yeah, it's got this cool feel, like potentially it is aluminium, but it looks so cheap, like it's spray painted silver on plastic. It looks cheap. Of course, there is a ceramic version available, but hey, you'll be paying about 40% more than for the basic version. So yeah, this is my rundown on the Mi Band 10. I expected something huge, and what I got is basically a same tracker with very slight improvements and no reason to upgrade from the Mi Band 9 whatsoever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.